Oh my god, finally. Oh, I had to reset because I ran out of money. And even then I still wasted about, what, 230,000 on this attempt. Finally got the gamble ring, and got something else I suppose. Jesus, oh my god. This is gonna be super painful with the next ring, the final ring. Gamble ring, max damage up, min damage down. As in, what it does is it essentially widens the range between your potential damage values. Let me explain what I mean. Let's say that you were going to use an attack and it would do between 200 and 250 damage, you know. What this ring does is essentially widens that, so it could do between 150 and 300. It just widens your attack range. It's sort of hard to explain, but it's not very useful. That's all you really need to know about it. Oh my god, I have one attempt at the next ring. I'm not gonna reset if I don't get it, because God knows I'm not gonna keep doing this. This is ridiculous, honestly. But let's see here. I'll mention it in the ring collection video. Yeah, I'm going to do a video on where to find all the rings, just like I did where to find all the colored wall items in the first game. I'll do the same thing with the rings here. And I'll explain that there are a few rings that I can't get, that you may be able to get, that I can't get because of how I started this file. Let's see here. Alright, golden box. No, what is it? Power data. Oh, you get... Right, you get datas from the boxes. I'd imagine that makes grinding for datas easier. Because I know in the first game, everyone clamours on about having to grind for datas when you don't really. Demi-Fiend isn't that bad. I mean, he's pretty bad, but you don't need to grind for stat gains. Christ, no. You know, to Eevee and Ivy train for Demi-Fiend. You're not going to catch him. Anyway, I'll just quickly look over the rings here and see if there's any ones that we've missed, and if so, I'll go back and get them. So just a second. So as it turns out, there is one ring that I've missed, and it's kind of a weird ring. The fact that it exists is kind of weird. Not because of the ring. Actually, can we go back in here? Oh, so we can. That's neat. Wow, it's actually really neat. I didn't know you could come back here. Thanks to you guys, the Karma Society's been crushed. See, not everything's bad. Angel didn't know that everyone was in the junkyard. I tried to do an emergency override to stop the virus experiment, but I was too late. There were a lot of heavy firewalls set up in the junkyard. They were supposed to prevent anyone from interfering, but Angel... Ah, some more lore stuff, that's interesting. I see, that's why we were told to find Sarah. They wanted to imprison us in the junkyard, so Sarah would obey. Ah, okay. So that's why we had all... I just mind blanked. So that's why we had to go to all the trouble of saving Sarah. Interesting. Okay. Well, let's head back to the underwater cable, which I incorrectly said that you couldn't go back to, or assumed that you couldn't go back to, in the Let's Play. But that's because you have to go down this way. It was a virus created from God's solar data. There should be a cure. But yeah, you just have to come, because I completely forgot about the way that you get in here. I completely forgot that you have to go down that little elevator in order to get back into the underground, or underwater cable, sorry. So, no, you can come back here just fine. There's nothing that blocks you off. Because I just sort of assumed, I misremembered that you went through the Karma City, the Underground City exit. But you don't. You do not. So for this ring, it's on the first basement floor, first underground floor somewhere. We just need to find a guy. Are you kidding me? He was here the whole time. Alright, well, take this. I stole it from them. Here, right at the beginning on the map. I missed this guy? I'm still trying to fathom how I missed this guy. Calamity Ring. Okay, it draws the enemy's attention in battle. Pretty useless if I'm honest. Are you kidding? Okay, let me try and go over my thought process. Let's exit here. I was worried. Okay, you come in. I guess my thought was, oh, well, there'll be a man standing around here. Standing. Okay, I'm going to try to attempt to defend myself. He sort of camouflages in with the environment a little bit when you're sort of just glossing over and looking straight ahead or looking at your minimap. And I was told that there'd be a man standing, and so I assume he would be standing. Maybe you can come back here after the first EGG facility visit when Surf dies, and you can get the thing here. And I read online that apparently there'll be a few guys standing around just talking, and so I assume, oh, well, there'll be more than one person standing around with each other talking, and if I talk to them they'll give me the Calamity Ring. They did not. I just had to talk to a guy who's dying and I get the ring. Are you kidding me? Well, I got the ring. I'm done. Well, I just got to check I don't have any other rings missing, so I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, so I've just checked, and yeah, there's no other rings that I've missed. I can get the Golden Box's ring in Nirvana, obviously, because Johnny's there, and he's still selling things. So that's one. 4 of them are boss rings. And these last 2 are from Nirvana. They're the Shield Ring and the Synchro Ring. Which we've already gotten before, but I have to get them again. So, I think that's it. I really think that's it. I don't think there's any more things to do in the Karma City. There really isn't much, huh? I guess because the reason for that is because they figure, oh well, you don't want to realize that there's optional stuff to do in Karma City, you know, when you're already in Nirvana, because of that awkward point of return. That's completely dictated by the story, mind you. Going back to that issue, because the character's dead. It's just, it creates this awkward disconnect between Karma City and Nirvana. Now, just looking at everything else here, I don't think there's anything that I need to do. Yeah, because the rest is in Nirvana. Every single other thing I need to do is in Nirvana. Wow, okay. Well, it's good for me at least. I can start to grind and get Heat Nardula back finally. Thank God. Yeah, don't worry, I made all the correct dialogue choices in this run through, so I'll be getting Heat, I'll be getting Nardula, no worries there. Well, I'll be getting Nardula regardless, but I won't be getting Roland. So, yeah. I suppose I'll catch you guys when I get to that stuff, when I've grinded a bit, and I've got plenty of you know, useful spells, and I'm back in Nirvana finally back at the end game. But until then, I'll catch you guys in the next recording session. What should I save over? It's probably save over this, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, okay, so here's what we can try and figure out. Is at the end of Digital Level Saga 1, after everything, we finished all the bonus stuff, we had 53 hours of playtime. I have a feeling that that's gonna, you know, we're gonna have a bit more playtime on this, on DDS2, but obviously we'll have to find that out. So yeah, anyway, I'll see you guys later.
Alright everyone, welcome back to more DDS2. So, I have been grinding. Where have I been grinding? I've been grinding exactly here, I should say. And I essentially just go back and forth in this hallway, and you may think, Jesus, you certainly grinded 40 levels since the last recording session, and you're right, but that's, I guess the leveling comes as a side effect of the way that I'm grinding, so I may as well just show off exactly how I grind here. So essentially just go up and down this hallway with a magic reed equipped, and what I do is I have Heat out front with Last Meal equipped, which has a fatal, or high odds of being fatal, and if that misses then I just regularly attack with Gale and Nardula, and Gale only lost one press turn there because he has the ring that lets him, or you know, if you miss an attack then you only lose one press turn, and I essentially just repeat that cycle endlessly. Oh, I got a Lotus Seed, that's awesome. That makes me so happy. So yeah, that's all I've been doing really. These are the spells I have on everyone. I have Item Find on everyone just to help get plants to speed up getting money. Nardula's Auto Simos, that's neat. So yeah, I still have the magic re-equipped, so yeah, I have auto switch to the last thing that we do, so this all just goes automatically, and this is all I do. I have the Berserker ring still equipped, so that's why we're getting you know, Berserk battles all the time. So, tell you what though, I hate grinding in this game, and I'll get into it in a second. But anyway, here are the mantras that we've got going. So Seraph has mastered quite a bit. She's maxed out even this Megiddo on Magic Repel. And I wanted to get Null Element. But the thing is, everything's so expensive. 1.5 million. You may think, oh, well, in DDS1 it was only, what, 1.4 million? Come on, 100,000 extra isn't too bad. Yeah, but we also got a lot more money. A lot more money. And much faster in DDS1. In this game, there is no great grinding spot. You just have to pick and pray. And I get, if I'm lucky, maybe 20,000 per battle. And that's with the Rich Ring equipped and the Berserker Ring, which also boosts money. So yeah, you barely get any spells. I got a Madeira Rahan because I'm ultimately wanted to get Salvation and Auto Soma. She's on Dragon Slayer, She's on Dragon Slayer at the moment, which, thinking about it now, I probably shouldn't have gotten Dragon Slayer and should have gone for Null Element. Just to make these optional bosses so much easier. What else is here? Not much really. Sort of just spread her out a bit. Or spread most of them out a bit actually. Just so I can, you know, pass the time, get some more mantras while I'm at it. Just to expand the grid. Heat? Oh boy, because Heat's devouring everything, right? He is just maxing out mantras left and right. So he's currently on Esoteric 7 with Kokitas and Auto Chakra. What are the best ones he's got? I guess he's gotten Mamoudon, Petrify, Null Death. Null Death is what you want there. He's already finished Dragon Slayer, so that way he can get Divine Light, which should be interesting. He hasn't maxed out any of the Elemental mantras yet. Well, none of the Sublime mantras, I should say. Nor Formless, which I would like to get because Null Element will be fantastic. Got a Megadon Mind Charge because eventually he's going to have to get Null Element. He's maxed out all physical spells. There is one more physical spell we need to get, and that's from an optional boss. So, yeah, Revelation, High Counter, what's it, Deploy and Double Repel. Deploy is... There's a lot of weird spells that you get from this area of the mantra grid. But Deploy makes it so you only use up half a turn from deploying the party member as equipped, which is useless. Really stupid. Anyway, we got Godslayer, Ragnarok, and Null Physical. Godslayer is pretty because it's high crit rate but low accuracy, so... but we got Ragnarok, which is always fantastic. Heavy, almighty physical damage. Yeah, so it counts as physical damage, but it counts as like it uses your physical physical properties, but it does almighty damage and it hits everyone, and it also hits them with Rakunda. So that's amazing. And we got Null Physical, which is always a pleasure. And we got Last Meal and Physical Drain. Last Meal, we already just explained that earlier, so yeah, he's been working hard just because he's devouring everything really quickly. Just maxing out a ton of things. So Argila, she's currently working on Debilitate, Mana Surge. What else has she got that's important? Oh yeah, she maxed out Salvation and Autosoma, because I do want some with Salvation going into these boss fights. Anything else that she's really maxed out? I guess she got Pterodyne and all that. She's been working on other stuff. This really took up most of her time because no one else but Heat is devouring things, so that's why their mantra grids are so non-fleshed out, I suppose. They're not really fleshed out. Gal is currently working on Megadon Mind Charge. What else we got here? Anything else that you've maxed out? Well, I guess you got Recalmdra, so it's pretty good. Recalmdra and Summer Recalm. Summer Recalm's useless. Well, actually, there's one fusion spell with Summer Recalm and Madir Rahan that's super useful. He's gotten Debilitate, and I guess he's got Null Death, so that's it for Gal, really. I was going to say something, but I forgot. Oh yeah, I was going to say that I'll try not to use the standard party of Seraph, Gal, and Cielo all the time. In fact, I won't be doing that because throughout the game, they're the ones that stick with you the entire time. They never die until the very end where there's no more battles. So there really isn't... they're never really behind on spells because you constantly have them with you. Meanwhile, Heat and Argila, well, I guess technically Roland for Heat, and Argila, they die fairly, early before this dungeon. So, hold on. Sorry, I just cut away because I'd sneeze. But these two, they leave not fairly early, but fairly early compared to getting to this dungeon when you finally get them back, so they're behind on spells naturally. Obviously that isn't the case with Heat anymore, but that's because he's devouring things. But yeah, I'm going to try and mix up the party just like I did the first game, not just use Seraph, Gal, and Cielo. I'm thinking of using Heat quite a bit actually, just because of all the good spells that he's gotten. Yeah, anyway, Cielo is currently working on this Void Element, which I'll definitely want. Get Null Element as well. He hasn't got Salvation yet, unfortunately. He hasn't got Debilitate, really? What's he been working on? I guess just maxing out these mantras. Yeah, okay, well, okay. So I'll explain the problem that I have with grinding in this game. In the first game, you had the Titania Hallways, the perfect grinding spot, where each battle you'd, at minimum, get about 33,000 Maka. And if you ran into a Rahabaki and killed them, you'd get about 93,000 Maka, which is fantastic because spells... The great late game spells only cost about 1,400,000 on average, 1,200,000 around that range, which is a lot, but it's also, you know, fairly easy to get if you're in the Titania Hallways and constantly grinding for that. Which is, you know, and you got mantras, you could afford mantras pretty decently. In this game, however, you can't, because everything is just so... Nothing drops money. So let's get into a battle here. Let's see how much money is dropped. Thank you, Ajla. So let's see. It's a single Kingu. Let's see how much money it drops. 14,000. Yeah. Lovely. It's definitely going to help. So I have item find on everyone to hopefully get more plants. Which, as you saw, I got a Lotus Seed earlier, which is fantastic. They're super rare, but they give you 400,000, which is awesome. Yeah, you also I have item find on everyone in order to help find plants. At my bonus, I want to get on everyone, just so they max out their AP a little faster. Yeah, it's just you barely get any money. Speaking of money, here's hoping we could get some money from a Moikane. So the past, let's say 8 times I've run into a Moikane, I have not gotten a single weakness. So let's see, are we gonna get it? Nope, of course not. As far as I'm concerned, a Moikane is I only run into a Moikane just for it to taunt me and run away, because it's a 2 out of 5 chance in order for me to get a single weakness with them. And every single time for the past like 10 or so times, I have not gotten a single weakness. And I have a strategy for if I do, even if it's on Archela, if I do get a weakness, I'll just use the Impel Stone and get more turns, because you can buy these as many times as you want. They're only 50,000, so that's pretty good. But, you know, every time I do, I never get the weakness, and then so there's no point, because I just never get the extra money, because they drop so much money. So much money. So what I do is I use Xandine, Pterodine, and if one of those hits, then I use the Impel Stone to swap in Seraph to use Bufudine, and then swap in Cielo to use Zeodine. And that's 4 right there. So that's pretty good. Seraph doesn't have Argidine at the moment. Doesn't really need it, I suppose. But anyway, while I was grinding, I thankfully, thanks to Item Find, found the Pinaka and the Nandaka. So yeah, it sucks trying to get those, but I just happen to get them while grinding, so it's super useful. Have Item Find on when you're looking for them. So you get the Pinaka from Parvati and the Nandaka from Narasimha. So, in order to get to where those optional bosses are, which I'm about to go take on, I need to go through this area again, which is fun. So let me
you know what, actually, let me show off just how useful the the Berserker Ring is. I don't know if it's 100% guarantee run away in regular Berserk battles without the Berserker Ring equipped, but every single time I've run away in a Berserker battle with the Berserker Ring equipped, it's been successful. So I'm pretty sure it's a 100% success rate to run away with the Berserker Ring equipped. So if you don't want encounters, or if you don't want to fight them, then ironically enough, you need to make yourself weaker with the Berserker Ring in order to run away. Problem with that though is that you need to be on New Game Plus to even unlock the Berserker Ring, so that's tough. Yeah, it's, you know, it's pretty good, and I have a feeling it's left. I hate this part, by the way. Wrong again, every single time. I'm always wrong with these. You know what, I'll cut to when I get back to where we're supposed to go, so right this time. See you guys in a second.